construction.
Because they can get the labor cheaper.
Because they get the labor cheaper. You know, I'm a chef, and you know, you go into the kitchen. I get $11 an hour. They're doing it for nothing. What do? You know, they don't want you. You know, so it's just
more money in their pocket.
But it's
and that's what the students tell me at school.
You can't get a job.
They tell me that their parents are here because the Americans do not want to do the job. And I told them, I said, that's not it.
You can't get the job.
We can't get the job because your parents are working for less money.
Exactly.
And they don't want people who think for themselves and do for themselves. They want mind-numb robots who don't speak English and don't talk back.
Well, they live in...
I talk back.
3 and 4 families live in one house. That's how they make it.
This really is all about getting us to third world status. They just want rich and poor. They want the slaves and the slave owners, and that's it.
That's it.
They want mind-numb robot slaves.
Yep.
You pay them $5 an hour.
And they want us all to be in there.
I sing the national anthem for the Florida Everblades and for the Minnesota Twins. And the last time I sang that song, it was the land of the free and the home of the brave, not the land of the rich and the home of the slave.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good
So why don't you sing
slogan.
it that way one time?
Yeah.
I think you just throw that in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I
The
think
land of the rich and the home of the slave.
All right. I don't know if I can clap to that, but sounded good.
I think we can lose track that people we're looking at is up there, not the people that are standing around with us. Because that's what they've done to us over the years. They've always said, boy, you know, you don't need a union because you do good work, but your buddy isn't doing the shit, you know. So we're going to keep cutting it down. And it's the employer doing it. It's not the employees that are doing it. We're the ones that are getting hurt. They're the ones that are working up there, and those are the ones we got to keep our eye on. Because if we keep looking at each other, we're gonna be divided and conquered.
I got a real hard time when my father 2 weeks ago comes to me at 66 years old and says to me, "Can you please help me fill out an application online?" Dad, you're 66 years old. You've already got one job. Why do you need a second job? Because, Christina, if I don't get another job, I'm gonna lose my house. My father's 66 years old. He works as the director of music for the New York Music Association, as well as being a district manager for Prudential Insurance for years. He bled for this country, he worked for this country. He should be living the American dream at 66 years old. He shouldn't have to have 2 jobs trying to keep his house.
Right?
And there's 70-year-old people still paying.
And my grandparents, who I haven't spoken to since 2007, are multi-millionaires. In 2007, I went to them and asked them for $5 grand so my house wouldn't go into foreclosure. You know what those 2 bastards told me?
Obviously not.
Sorry, honey. Haven't talked to them since 2007. So as far as I'm concerned, they can burn in hell.
You know, it's not a
Love your grandma and grandpa.
It's not a Republican. The problem is
You
all
must
of
be
them
my
won't
twin
work
sister.
together
I
in
got
the
the same
politics.
problem.
They're not helping us. And everybody needs to get behind us, and I think most people are, that why do they pass these laws that pertain to us and not to them? Why do they have a separate retirement system? Why do all the politicians have a golden parachute?
Yeah.
If they had the same laws apply to them that apply to all of us citizens, all these problems would get fixed. Social Security would get fixed immediately if they were under the same Social Security system as us.
You haven't seen them turn it down.
No, they want to take from us. Why don't they take from their golden parachute programs and fix these things?
Don't
that are
give
wrong?
them the benefit.
And that's an amendment I think everybody can get behind, whether you're Democratic, Republican, and I think most people I think today are somewhere in the middle. They don't know where they are because they don't agree with anything that's going on. Right.
I come from, my people were coal miners in West Virginia. And they were union finally after they fought for the right to be there. And I'm afraid this country, the union will be an illegal thing to be a member of.
They're trying to do that. Yes,
really
they certainly are.
Unions are nowhere near.
Unions are giving us rights that they don't think we should have.
So what do we do? What do we do? That's what you keep on saying, right?
What do we do?
I mean, we're standing here. What is it? Do you see a newspaper reporter?
Yeah, she's right there.
Right there.
That's your camera? You're getting some of this to put it in there? I know what's that. They ain't buying.
Well, the
Well,
first
hang
week
on,
of
hang on.
Occupy Wall Street wasn't even
Something good
covered.
put in there about where
And
what
I
people.
think
Well, I will
all
tell
of
you.
us feel the
In defense of the Naples Daily News, the right says it's horribly biased to the left.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
left says it's biased to the right, so they must be doing something right.
But I
So-
think if you
No due respect.
if you saw the polls on TV, like the general ones,
No one gets your
most of the
eyes
people are somewhere in the middle.
I
They're
agree.
not far right.
But what
They're
do we
not
do?
far left.
But what do we
The
do? We
majority.
keep on coming back to that. What do we do?
Well, that's what we're saying.
Well, vote is for one thing. We need to start getting out.
Yeah,
We need to vote.
Yeah,
So
if-
they can be newly unemployed like the rest of us.
Right. Well, it's not going to hurt them because they have the money.
Right.
They can.
Right?
Just
You don't
They'll
want to
just
help
go to the
us, then you'll
corporations
be
that paid their
unemployed too.
campaign.
Every income, just vote them out. Just start voting them out.
But who do you vote for?
Have term limits. They're in there too long.
Well,
They have term
But
limits.
it's like
you
our
can't
governor.
change that.
Our governor. Did you hear what
You
he
can change that. They can change that. They can change anything they want.